ever was. To catch them is my real test. To train them is my cause. I will travel across the land, searching far and wide. Each Pokemon to understand the power that's inside. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. It's you and me. I know it's my destiny. Pokemon, oh, you're my best friend in a world we must defend. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. A heart so true, our courage will pull us through. You teach me and I'll teach you. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. Gotta catch 'em all. Yeah. Every challenge along the way, with courage I will face. I will battle every day to claim my rightful place.
Samuel Wiseman.
That was great. Well, look at you. You did it. How fantastic. And I expect what you want most at this moment is a really long speech from a small woman dressed as a Harry Potter extra. Well, I'll try and cut to the chase and give you the potted version of a few things I would like to say to you. First of all, let me address the mature students who graduated today. I doubt that I have anything valuable to pass on to you. You have already made the brilliant decision to continue your education, and I salute you. Let's hear it for the mature students. Right, well, what about you brilliant young people? Well, first of all, you are brilliant young people, and don't let anyone in the older generation tell you otherwise. I have every faith in you, and I can only apologize from the bottom of my heart for the many messes my generation has been responsible for. That doesn't mean I don't have a few things I would pass on to you. First of all, be in the moment. Well, what does that mean? Well, instead of tweeting and texting people who are not with you that you're having a wonderful time, try having a wonderful time with the people you're actually with. Sometimes that may even include your parents, and now that you are officially grown up, you might be shocked to discover there is more to them than you thought. If eventually you have kids of your own, can I just pass on a simple rule of thumb that I've learned over the years? Never have more children than you have car windows. Okay, it's lesson learnt. Parents, a note to you. There may also be more to your kids than you thought, and you will soon discover this, as even children with a degree are unlikely to leave home, so good luck with that. Take the time to consider others. If you don't, then one day they may well fail to consider you. If you have religion in your life, good for you. I hope it brings you comfort, but use it for good and not to set yourself above or apart from anyone else. At the core of all religion is a single word, and that word is love. Have passion and compassion in equal measure. Don't dwell on your failures, learn from them. You know, if you're running a race and you fall over a stick, standing and staring at the stick is not going to help you to finish the race. What about work? Well, I honestly believe the world is your oyster. If Boris Johnson can become Foreign Secretary... Frankly, there's no limit for anyone. However, if you ever have a job which bores you rigid, leave. Life is too short. Never settle for anything less than a partner. Never settle for anything less in a partner than someone who enhances your life, who helps make you the finest person you can be. Be on your own rather than put up with unhappiness or unkindness. Anymore. Well, beauty. You all look so beautiful today, and that's because you're young. The bad news, it's not going to last. Boys, your hair's going to go. Girls, you don't even want to know what's going to go. Here is the good news. Your inner beauty knows no bounds. Always remember that your brain and the store of knowledge that you have, even with a degree, is merely in its infancy. Think of the books there are to read, the music there is to listen to, the art there is to get lost in. Seek it out, never stop learning. I envy you the journey ahead. And fight for what you believe in. It probably seems odd to you, but nothing pleases me more than sometimes seeing people in a rage. Life is nothing without passion. And if you are passionate about things, then sometimes you need to get angry. So a few years ago, there were protests in London about the appalling increase in university fees which your generation has suffered. And my son was 16 at the time, and he phoned me up and said, could he participate? And I said to him, darling, here's a key thing you need to learn about protesting. You don't ask your mother, you just go and get on with it. So I'm not inciting you to protest about anything today. That would make me, honestly, the worst chancellor in the world. It's too wonderful an occasion. But I am encouraging you, particularly in the current climate, to participate in what happens in the world. And at the same time, I would ask you to allow for the possibility you might sometimes be mistaken. Consider the early 20th century Russian physician Alexander Bogdanov, who experimented with blood transfusion in search for eternal youth. After 11 transfusions, which he performed on himself, he declared that he had suspended his balding and improved his eyesight. In fact, he'd infected himself with malaria and tuberculosis and died shortly afterwards. So be aware that being certain you are right may blinker you to the big picture. It is politicians with entrenched views and closed minds who have landed us where we are today. Listen as much as you lecture. So I'm running out of time. It's a common feeling at my age. I leave you with this, and I think it's true for all of us in the room. You know, sometimes, for all of us, rough things happen, but you can get through them. I think about Beethoven. His Ode to Joy is probably my favorite piece of music in the world. It comes, of course, from the Ninth Symphony. It is a work of genius. By the time the symphony was ready to be performed, Beethoven had gone deaf. What an irony in life, and how painful to him that he was the one person who never heard that astonishing piece of music. Nevertheless, on the night of the premiere, he was seen running through the streets of Vienna, shouting, "Grab life by the throat. Do that, for that is the best advice of all. Go change the world. It wants doing, and I know you can do it. Many congratulations."